is Elmouhtarim, president of the local branch in Elmouhtarim, a very active member of NAID for so long. Actually, it's a very long experience as a NAID leader, both in the local branch and at the national level, and he was also a member of the national board. He's also a student, a PhD student, and preparing a PhD dissertation on language planning and policy at Moroccan University in Marrakech. He is going to share with us his experience as the branch president, and at the same time, the second relationship that has developed between the branch and the national board. Also with me, Ahmed Atlagh, another president of a local branch in NAID. He is the president of Agadir local branch. He is a teacher in AFU, very big and rich experience in helping as a teacher as well as a main activist also. And he has also worked within the local branch many years, and also as a member of the national board. The panel that we are going to deal with today is an important one because it's one of the ways that the association should work on very seriously. We have at least 12 local branches in Morocco, covering very different areas, even reaching far areas as you other places. The relationship between local branches and national board has been a very unclear, to state the reality as it is. It has been unclear, so there is no written document that shows the boundaries of collaboration, the boundaries of responsibilities, and still residents of local branches feel ill at ease when dealing with issues both related to organizing events and also looking for sponsorship. Also building partnerships locally, and sometimes they are faced with national partnerships and they don't know what to do in this case. So this panel is going to touch on very sensitive issues, political ones. We talk about policy within the management of the association. Of course, from the beginning we acknowledge the role of local branches in promoting the association in the region, and their existence and active work in the region gives more power to the association. Sometimes they are doing huge work that alleviates the burden of managing the association on the national board. For example, in Finland, many national events have been organized, both the national conference, the middle school, the management seminar, all of them were managed successfully by the Finland regional board. And we're not going to talk about this in some of time. We'll deal with this in detail. The same thing for Agadir. They have organized national events, both national conference and ICT conference for so many years. And here we see that there is a very important potential that local branches can play, and we have to give them certain little bit wide freedom and boundaries to work on in order to alleviate the burden of managing the association from the national board, and also to give a deep influence of the board in regional and local issues, organizing many days, organizing seminars, and so on. So we hope that within this panel, we can at least agree on some recommendation how we are going to develop the role of local branches, giving them more power. And empowering local branches was a word raised so many times, but in reality, very limited things are done in order to really empower them in the real sense of being influential, being able to take initiative. Even taking risks is very important for them to develop their skills and experiences. Well, Elmouhtarim and Atlagh are going to tackle very practical, realistic issues that they have lived, and I hope that the audience can contribute, because there are other presidents of local branches present here with us, and there are other active members within the boards of regional branches. We have also presidents of national boards who have some experience they will share with us as far as the relationship between the board, national board, and local boards, and what are the directions this relationship should take.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We have 7 minutes.
7 minutes? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everybody. So, the title of my very paper is the role of local branches in promoting ART at the regional level. So, this paper will be approached from 2 axes. The first one is the axis of teachers. This is seen in the various May days organized by May local branches. There is also, there are the regional conferences that the local branches organize. These events have contributed a lot to the professional development and to in-service training. So if given due importance and communication, teachers attend these events a lot, taking the proximity factor into consideration. So, because at the regional level, a lot of teachers attend these events. For example, we will regional conference that of Agadir, Ouarzazate, Marrakech, and Guldi, which will be held in December, inshallah. So this is then some pictures from the archive of some events that we did or that we organized at the regional level. So here we have the regional conference of Manila last year. Okay, so it is attended given by the responsible at the regional level, the academy and the delegation level. This is one event which is on May Day in Riga, all right, which the local branch was launched recently, last year, and it is a lot of teachers are very enthusiastic to attend such May Days. And so they know this very well. From the access of students, so the contribution of May to the promotion of is seen in the various activities that May local branches organize. It has been traditional to organize some activities for the students. For example, summer camps, which are organized in different regions in Morocco. So again, the archive, pictures from the archive. So there was a summer camp which was organized in Birmingham, and we attained a number of 111 students who attended this, and the waiting list for over 34 students. There it was in the summertime. So you see that May is reaching in or is serving even the students. As part of this summer camp, students engage in different activities. In fact, it is an intensive course for the students. It is an opportunity to promote ART. The students have various activities, for example, drama, singing, projects. They produce some projects during these 10 days. Another part which many local branches organize is the contest. For example, in we are the dictation and translation contest, which is organized every year by the middle local branch. These contests are organized in every middle school and in every high school, so NATE is reaching every school. So every school will have the elimination, the first elimination at the local level in every school. Then only 2 candidates from each school are qualified for the regional contest, which is organized in the academy but supervised also by the middle local branch. You see the picture from the archive. So you see that these students are very enthusiastic to attend such contests, and NATE has excelled in this part. We have here the awarding of prizes, and personalities from the academy, and the delegates are invited for this. So the winning students receive some prizes ranging from digital cameras, dictionaries, books, and certificates. Such events contribute a lot to students' motivation and hence optimize the promotion of ALT at the regional and local levels. The future prospects. So there is no doubt that NATE has done a lot for at least 3 decades. This is a fact. But we need to think about more original projects, especially with the movement that we are witnessing now with the Access movement, which is an American project, and Connecting the Classroom movement, which is a British project. So we need to think about original projects. We need to go down to earth, and engage some purely Moroccan projects. For example, to engage in some projects with the ministry, which encourage the promotion of English. For example, Espace Improvement in the emergency program about reinforcement. Mr. Wonderly knows this very well. So some academies are ready to provide budgets for such projects, and the ministry has already provided this. So by so doing and giving NATE expertise at the level of academies and delegations, we will be doing a lot to serve the Moroccan public school, to democratize English learning, because we engage in projects with the academy, in my opinion, which is very original. So we will attain some equity in education, and we reach the principle of equal opportunity, because when we are teaching our students who come from public schools, and with the sponsoring from the academy and the ministry, we will serve these students a lot. So I need you to think about this field related to the contribution to the promotion of English. So think about it. So it's clear from this field that the ministry, at the level of the promotion of ALT, this is seen because the ministry is responsible for language education planning and policy. It is responsible for teacher training, curriculum learning, instructor training, but it is the state. For NATE, the promotion of ALT is seen in the various conferences, in the seminars, in the NATE days, which are in-service training themselves. Summer camps, competitions, but we have to bear in mind that NATE is a voluntary NGO, but it gives a high-quality service for rural and the British Council through the project of access and promoting the culture. There is the promotion of English, but still there are third parties, and this promotion is very limited, because it is very limited to some schools and limited to some centers. So, in my opinion, if we invest on the projects that with the ministry and with the academies, we will do a lot for our public schools and for our students. So I think that I have to stop here, and thank you very much.
You have 7 minutes.
السلام عليكم. Mr. Hassim, let's say also for your contribution. Well, I'm going to approach this my short talk serving Agadir in 3 important axes. I'm just going to give you a brief history on Agadir, how it was established and who helped in its establishment, and date. And then I'll be giving you some of the activities or contributions of Agadir in different events and serving different target groups. Then we'll open up, as Yassin said, we'll open a discussion about recommendations on how to promote local culture and how to establish a strong relationship mainly between the branches and the national. Well, first of all, it's called Agadir, that's just the name, which serves, in fact, the 3 delegations of Agadir, Elmouhtarim, and Stukaita. And that's why we call it a regional branch. When we say it serves these 3 delegations, it's also these 3 delegations are equally represented in the board or the management board or the executive board or the board in general in Agadir. The board of the our branch, another important point to mention is that some people don't know that local branches have a legal status. It's the same as any legal association. They have to organize general council, general assembly, they have to elect a new board, and they have to submit a file to the authorities in the same way as any other association. They should have a bank account, and they should have a president, a vice president, a secretary, treasurer, and so on. So the same legal status that any national, any association has. Yes. The only thing is that local branches of NAID are working under the umbrella of NAID, and they have to abide by the rules and the bylaws of the internal regulation of NAID. This is something to clarify. Agadir was established in 1999. I still remember some people who were among us for establishing this branch. He was there, Hassim. And Agadir was established with Agadir Academy was serving Agadir and all the south. So it means that we had this worry about serving a large part of Morocco. Agadir included in its board 15 members in the same way as the national board, which showed later on that it's not effective, it's not practical, and we had to reduce the number within our institution, our regional branch constitution, to 9 members. And 9 members, 3 of them from each delegation of the representative in the region. Now, just to give you an idea about the number of services that we offer in Agadir, we try to target different categories of people. Among them, of course, teachers. When we talk about teachers, we try to approach everyone who is in the profession of teaching, not just high school teachers or state school teachers or whatever. We try to serve anyone who is related to this profession. We serve state schools, private schools, university teachers, schools, ESP schools, and so on. So everyone can benefit from our services. This is the first category. The second one is we try to approach trainees. We always organize what we call CPR days. The CPR means for the teacher training. The other people we approach are students. We have a number of events that we're going to talk about in a while that serve students, because in fact our ultimate goal is to serve those people even in our profession. So it means that Mate Agadir is serving everyone. Mate Agadir also draws an annual plan which includes activities for all the categories I mentioned. We have Mate afternoons. We no longer call them Mate days, for the simple reason that we cannot keep the teachers away from their work for 1 day. And that's why we just use one afternoon, and mainly in Agadir we have Tuesday afternoon, which is free for pedagogical meetings. Now this is becoming also a very big constraint for us, because even those free afternoons are becoming busy for teachers. So this is one of the constraints. So we organize these afternoons on a given theme, and most of the time we try to relate the theme of our afternoons to something which is very contemporary, or something which is very hot issue in the educational field. We also organized a round table, and a round table to which a number of people were invited, representing all the educational system in the area. Of course, I'm talking about English language teaching, ESP schools, university teachers, primary schools for private schools, and we had a round table about the status of the language of English in the region and so on. We always organize a middle school day. Middle school day, we call it the middle school seminar. It's a full day of activities. It's like a mini conference where all middle school teachers are invited, and we organize it in the CPR, and we also try to include the teacher trainees, because that's the only place where they have the first contact with Mate, and they pay their membership on that day, and they become members before even they practice in class. And the tradition gave that when we organize this event, we try to add some social aspect or some sort of social touch to that day. What we usually do is that we try to look for donations, especially local donations, and we try to visit a middle school in a rural area, and we donate the books to that place. So it means we are doing something that other associations are doing in our place. And since we are teachers of English, we try to offer books that are related to English. Right, so we also organize afternoons. We come in guest speakers sometimes from British Council. Sometimes they have offers. They offer us workshops and so on. We had teachers from the American Language Center, sometimes visiting teachers. We had teachers from Macmillan Publishers who sometimes come to Agadir for certain events, and then we try to include them in our activities. Now, the point I'm going to mention here, as Hassim said, is the ICT conference. ICT, if I remember, started in Morocco when Saad Zeki was president. It started in 2000, and with a number of seminar workshops around the country, and it ended in Agadir, and it stopped there, and we tried to keep it forever. So we have been organizing ICT conferences for now 10 years. 6 of them are national events with the national board, of course, and 4 of them are regional. ICT in Agadir has been very successful. This is what we get from teachers' witnesses, and it's something that we are very proud of. And the fact that the IEEE International SIG group coming to organize something jointly with maybe, and I think we came from the success of ICT skills that teachers have in Morocco. If I have a minute, just to talk to you about our activities that we use for students. The first one is the Suspense magazine. I think you had a look at it yesterday. Suspense is a magazine that was initiated, I think, in 2004. We are up to 6 issues now. It's a very hard job. Some people may ask questions like, how do you produce it? Who is involved in it? How much does it cost? Where we get the funds and so on. So these are a few questions that you may ask. I don't think I have time to
here.
Another event that we have been organizing for 10 years now is the Student Talent Show and Inter-Black Inter-School Competitions. This is again a contest which is open to students all over the academy. We get students as far from Tunisia, from Tehran, from Iran, Tehran, and in this contest we have a number of topics like public speaking. Yesterday we talked about public speaking. We have public speaking contest. 2 students, they prepare a presentation, 5 minutes presentation to the audience. They present in front of the audience. Another contest is the improvisation contest, which is a very difficult one. Students get a topic to talk about for 1 or 2 minutes, and there is a jury marking or scoring the fluency, the transition, and so on. Another contest is the Darby writing contest. It's a 20-minute activity where students are given a topic to write about and is corrected on the spot, and also it's a Macmillan Dictionary contest. This is something we have just implemented for 2 years, and we have Macmillan Reading contest, which is also, and we have 2 things which are out of contest, which is drama and singing, because we are not experts, and we have them as contest, but now they're just for fun. Another thing is the last article to end up with, because the summer camp we also contributed to the Maids National Board of organizing the summer camp in Agadir, which was very successful. Everything is in the website. We are very proud of so if you look at the anyway, Said present here is our master. He takes care of our website. This is one place where we have to communicate all our activities, and sometimes we also post something which are related to national events or
thank you for very important in raising discussion. Say that there are some focal points that we have here. Both of us, because first one, we have students-related events, which is an important element we are working. Local branches are very skillful and very helpful in organizing and promoting English among the students. Second thing is the annual plan that we have in organizing many events, and also collaborating with different stakeholders, the academy, the delegation, and the local sponsors. Another thing is the help that the local branch provides the national board, and here I would add to that their role in promoting access program, because without the help of local branches, we would not have such quality product in access, and we would not have a successful program we made. Another issue is the legal position of the local branches vis-a-vis the national board, the legal status, all the things that we need to consider when implementing our programs locally and nationally. So, if I may summarize the points, there are three big important elements. The first element is the activities. The activities that the local branches are involved in, should they have a certain scope within which you work, or should we give them total freedom to decide on their own plans regardless of any boundaries? Second thing is the management of local branches. Should it always be in collaboration with the national board, or are there any shared events that they have to think about in managing even national events? And we already do this. And the third point is the legal status of local branches. Do they have independent legal status, or are there any ways where this legal status is limited? We are raising these 3 points because we don't have an internal law which is clearly stated that decides on these different points. And I think it's high time, now that the association is getting bigger and getting involved in big projects, and since I mentioned national projects, and I think this is very important here. We have to think of a bylaw, an internal law that we agree on as members of MATE, as active members of MATE, as national board, as local branches, and agree on them democratically, and then consider them as records that we always refer to whenever there is an issue to be discussed. Now the floor is yours. I think we have 30 minutes for discussion. Sisopli is number 1. Zakaria, Sishtudi, Si Mohammed, Si Tihula, Si Najran, Si Lakida, Si Bondokli, Si Karim, So we start with this list, and then if there is more time to discussion, we can open another list. So number 1 is Mr. Souk.
Thank you, Sayyid Hassim. Thank you, Saeed and Sayyid Akhtar, for their constructive presentations. I would like to highlight a dimension that May has not yet worked on, and Mr. Saeed mentioned in his presentation, which is related to the we call the emergency plan, the EUTOA basis, mastery of language, where most supervisors of English are project managers or رؤساء مشاريع in the academies, and there is room for working at this level in relation, including MATE, in another dimension, which is interdisciplinary. We are called upon to meet teachers of other languages, as project manager myself, for example, in Khriba. We are called upon to meet teachers of Arabic, supervisors, French, and even the Berber dimension in the emergency plan. And I think MATE should find a way to include this dimension, to maybe local branches can hold meetings, inviting teachers of other languages in order to collaborate in this area.
Thank you.
Thank you, the three speakers, for your interesting presentations. I would like to go to raise the point that Said mentioned, including the limitations of dealing with partners, and the degree of limitation that there are partners which their projects are limited to MATE Agadir plans, and there are partners that we think that their projects, that the collaboration with them will be in somehow unlimited. Okay. But I would like to raise the point here from our experience, on the regional level. Perhaps that the relationship with national board and the Ministry of Education on the national level can give this access to have limited collaboration. But on the regional level, especially with some of the closed-minded officials, we find problems with dealing with them. Okay, I'll give you an example here with the Souss-Massa region and its delegations, especially with the. I think that most of you heard what happened last year with the strikes and the problems that Souss-Massa Academy had. That even the officials are skeptical to collaborate with you as an NGO. Okay. Even sometimes when you knock their doors, that you want just some support, which is not necessarily financial support, but they are closing their doors and they don't want to respond at least to your knocking on the door. So I don't think that I'm still considering the Ministry of Education as a limited partner in terms of collaboration. So this is my point. I mean, on the national level, it can seem limited. I mean, when dealing with projects, but on the regional and the local level, I think it's still considered as a limited partner. Thank you.
And it is very the example of how most active local branches they are researchers, they are active, and if they look for funds and for sponsors, and if it is possible for our budget, help those local branches with subventions, with money, with books, etc. Number 3, it's of paramount importance to care for specific groups of students. For example, CPR students, new teachers, teachers who are going to pass their campaigns, teachers who are preparing for their promotion for professional exams, etc. Think of those people, because whenever there is a professional exam, teachers of English start asking through e-groups, through Facebook, or what am I going to prepare for, what are the resources, someone may take care of these kind of things. So, CPR, new teachers, professional exam, campaigns, supervisors, machine learning, etc. We are also facing a challenge now in MATE. MATE has become like an umbrella for a lot of activities. A lot of people through the internet are organizing a lot of events under the umbrella of MATE without being noticed. Just if you go through Facebook now, at least 6 or 7 groups are working under the umbrella. My fear is that MATE is going to be like a sort of people are they don't know that they do things under the umbrella of Qaeda. So the challenge is give people freedom to take initiative, to be initiative and to work, but at the same time control what's going under and that works. That's what. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary.
Thank you, Siti. I'm going to talk about this issue as a local branch representative, as the president of the branch community. I think the issue of local branches is a governance issue. It's a leadership nourishment issue. As Mr. Obanis in his first time said, what we need is project-based management. And I think local branches must be a project community. I think we have to move to a more professional way of dealing with the local branches. And I'm sorry to say that I don't agree with Mr. when he say we need to set local committees and control them. And I don't personally agree with that. I think we either set strong local branches or we don't set them. And I think the roadmap for that should start from leadership, development, training people, And we should, in my view, have a charter, a native charter, where we set clearly our mission, our values, the benchmarks for creating branches and for branch operation, where we set all the details. Partnership is a very big issue. You talked about the local branches having problems with sponsoring, etc., the relationship with the national board. But I think it's high time we set this clearly, and we agree on this as a national board and as local branches. Local branches struggle with sponsorship, struggle with the officials that Zakaria said that are not very collaborative. Mr. Mani said that a few made branches, for example, organize national events, others don't. Well, the main reason is proximity. Sometimes branches suggest national events to national groups, but the problem is teachers going to go to Benin or to downtown. Many people say, no, let's do it in the center of Morocco. And we have this problem that we don't, and sometimes for a good reason. We say we don't have a team in that small town which is who are capable of organizing that national, which is a good reason. But it's also our problem. We need, before setting up a local branch, not just to say, hey, Mr. set up a branch in Kuwait. We need to call him and his team and to train them well. Between quotes. It's not to at least to talk to them about the association. They know the association, but we have to agree on certain principles, and we have to have a document which should be a reference. And I'm really calling for this document, which should be a charter, including our partnership, for example. What's our definition of partners? What kind of partners are we looking for? What are the limits? What are the priorities of the association? Events. Lots of branches organize spelling competitions, reading competitions, public speaking, but this is only like, if they want to do it, they can do it, and whatever they do is good. And I think this is not okay. We need to have to agree, all of us as native officials, as local branches and national workers on this thing.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
We've witnessed the hard work that was done by the main academy. It was a wonderful work. It was very successful, especially with the learners, because I witnessed everything that they did. And I may say that they deserve to recognize. These people who work hard, they are very modest. They try to follow this principle that no child, no student should be left behind in terms of discovering the talents that these kids have. I think I should thank you very much. It is very nice. Now I want to say something else following what should be done in terms of how to help make Bermudas a everything. I think there should be a very thing of contact between the supervisors and the national employees, so that women involved, supervisors get informed about the new teachers. Because as I said 2 days ago, we have 2 types of newcomers in the field. The novice teachers, those who graduated from university and have undergo training, and those who have been recruited by the ministry. And so they both need names, whether the national board or the local branches. And in this way, I think I try to create an emotional bond between the boards and the new teachers. For example, I try to provide to inform maybe local branch or national board about giving them the emails of the new teachers, and they should, the main should send them a personal message. Like dear sir, we are an association, international association, and you tell them we are here to help. We have a local branch This is what the national impact. And he's developed a dark needs in order to come up with organized reviews. And I think that thanks to the first teachers, he's actually got the impact. I think in this way we can disseminate as much information as possible to the next one, please. We have the list. We need to finish the list.
Thank you. Well, most of the points have been covered by my colleagues. I just would like to mention something to congratulate the two speakers on behalf of their branches, of course, for the amount of work they've done. And this leads us or takes us back to the title of the conference, which is better educational capacity building. Among the ways is sharing, and among the ways is why our colleagues are sharing these things is that they're expressing their readiness to collaborate and cooperate with other branches that are new or that require to take new initiatives. For example, to organize similar event that was organized in Marrakech or in Agadir. That's one thing. So this sharing, at least for replicating with local domestic touch. The second point is that it's suggestions for the bylaws are open, and that's supposed to be ready by the national conference, so that the General Council could agree or disagree about it, because it's the General Council which could this is a technical term. Yes, decide or agree. This is another term. That's not. Anyway, the third point has to do with how to deal with local branches. Even when the bylaws are there, we should not expect that those bylaws would cover everything. That is, there are all the time. It should be kept as an open cycle, and the key for these things are the key for solving these issues or overcoming these issues and challenges are there are two indicators that these things could be overcome positively. One of them is readiness for dialogue. There should be dialogue, and there should be readiness for dialogue among different parts, from on the part of the national boards on one hand, and on the part of the local branch on the other hand. It's just unimaginable that something is taking place at the national level, and the local branch is not aware of it, or doesn't know about it. Or the other way around. Just doesn't make sense that the local branch is organizing or negotiating with one partner or another, or organizing an event, and the national board doesn't know about it. There should be communication, and second indicator is the aims and goals and objectives of NATE that were here for all together, and the main objectives are to be, we don't need to remind each other about it, but this is the common bond that links us, or the common link, or the common core that binds us together, that cements us together.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, Chair. First of all, I'd like to congratulate our panelists.
Your term is ratified, sorry. In this case, the United States. It's the General Council should ratify.
I said that first of all, I'd like to congratulate our panelists for talking about the branches. This would be able to
practice. And at the same time, I'd like to apologize to the other local branches who are also doing a good job, but they did not have a chance to talk about their activities. So I'm sorry, it was meant, the panel was not to talk about local branch in general, not about specific local branches. I name here Marrakech local branch, which has been a pioneer for more than a decade. Whereas that local branch, Elmouhtarim local branch. So all these are very active local branches. It doesn't mean that these two local branches are the best. No way, but they are. They have accepted to participate in the panels. That's why we thank them for providing us with information about what they do on the ground. I have three small points, but I think that they are interrelated. But they deal basically with what was said during the last 2 days and what the comments given by our colleagues this morning. First of all, let's see, I talked about regulations. Yes, true. This is true, but maybe that's a small detail. But renewal of boards could not take place legally without a representative of the national board. Basically because this is made, it's not a different association, and it means it goes under the regulations of made. Amendments of constitution is not allowed by the local boards, basically because it is a made association. So, second, talking about democracy, true, and this is a sign of it. It's not getting people feel for the fifth time that made has organized management seminars to debate issues. It means there is a lot of democracy in MATE. This is why it's still alive and it's still providing services to the LT community for more than 3 decades. Another good example of democracy is developing action plans of local branches. We live, all the presidents of local branches present here may attest that. We ask them for what they think they want to do during the coming year, and then we negotiate the action plan based on details, and then the action plan is validated. And then after that, it is implemented, then evaluated, and backed up by the efforts of national board. Sitibula raised a very important issue. The next one is formalization. And I think that, well, I hope that our panelists, during our next panelists, will talk about it in developing a strategy and developing great action plans. I hope they can raise this issue because I think it's very important to formalize all the procedures of all local branches and of national boards and make them public on the net and on paper to everyone. And this is one of the things that promotes the activities and empower the association. One last thing is something we raised earlier is about the vision of MATE. MATE has always had this will to develop, to build capacity, one, and to empower teachers and ALT professionals locally. And this is why MATE has created the local branches and has supported local branches for more than 2 decades now, as far as I know. And the third, it's about developing local leadership. The 5th management seminar means that there were 4 previous management seminars where MATE invited all local branches and organized workshops, hands-on, on giving presentations, on developing communication skills, so that they can deal with partners and with teachers at the local level. One last point about partnerships, since we're not running for time constraints, the panel of partners. I think this is an issue that has been debated largely on the national board and with the local boards. It is of dealing with local and national partners. Marrakech, Greenland, Agadir, Ouarzazate are a very good example. They organize regional conferences with And they get in touch with local sponsors, and it was something that Ahmed had always supported. But dealing with national sponsors, national boards have always said, I remember since 1997, when I joined Mate's board, that dealing with national sponsors is something that should be dealt at the national level, since it is one mate of mates, and it is for the benefit of the association to put in place its vision and give the floor to local branches to promote mate at the local level with other partners. And I think that organizing national events in the local with local branches, national boards have always communicated positively, either by giving support, financial, or by giving support, looking for speaker, or mobilizing resources, Moroccan and international, to make the local events a success. And I'm talking here about Marrakech and Ouarzazate and Agadir, where I have attended. So I don't want to be long, but anyway, I think all the
sensitive, because culturally in Morocco, in our culture, we don't talk about money and finances. And the second one is the international perspective. We spent here 3 days and we have not yet talked about how to run the association, how is it run financially speaking. When I attend conferences, I always go out and with one idea that our association is very poor. And I compare it with other local small associations, how they organize their events and how they run it. Yesterday I was looking at Mr. Hassim holding 2 cameras, the video camera in one hand, the other camera in one hand, and then he has to write notes. And this is multitasking, and these are things that can be done even as an association, a national association. We can assign a budget and call, launch, what do you say this in English, launch a company that could take care of these things, like a company that takes care of food. Some other companies will take care of filming, other companies will take care of the logistics, and we take care of the pedagogical aspect. We are teachers, we are not business people, we don't know these things. We cannot manage everything from the board, whether local or international, national. The other, my question is why don't we talk about how to finance? We're not talking about money. We're not talking about financing in our meetings, in our conferences like this. Is it because it's cultural, or just we don't talk? Okay, so we don't ask how much you get, how much your salary is, and we know. Okay. The second thing is the international perspective of our association. I remember that once we had a partnership with TESOL. There are multiple other associations in the world that deal with English language teaching. What happened to this partnership with TESOL? And why don't we open up to the other organizations in Senegal, in Egypt, in many other countries that are working on the same field?
I think allow me 2 more people who have been raising their hands consistently. But please be
the local president of Marrakech, and usually established in local branch. When Mr. Mohammed was talking about active local branches, I wanted just to react to his remark, because in fact we are comparing the contrary. What did they do for this novice local branch? We had an action plan last year for activity, and we fulfilled all the activities, and we submitted all the documents to the main national board, and nothing was said about it.
But there is still, so I think
if we don't care about main visibility, our visibility as local branches is very important to us. because it encourages, it gives us a stimulus to move forward, it gives us a push forward. All methods of making us were really disappointing.
Okay, and your point is clear, and I insist about okay, has got a positive answer.
First of all, I think there is a quote that reads, you read, you forget, you see. You believe, you do, you remember. We come here, I think it's beneficial, yet it's not enough. We read worksheets, we see experience.
Is it related to Dr. Branson's report? Should we have a business ceremony and discussion of the board?
Yes, of course, it's in the relation with the board. What I want to say is that there is what branches of cooperation. What we need more is branch cooperation. For example, I appreciate what some work branches are leading. For example, the Agadir made. So why not, as I'm speaking or talking about my local branch, we are novice. So why not invite the others to share? Okay. For example, what we need is sharing something practical. We invite, for example, the Mr. Atlagh group or team, okay, and collaborate in order to.
Okay. Next time, be ready for sharing. Next time, be ready.
Okay, we have 3 minutes for each analyst to respond to the different points, and then we go for a break.
Karim.
Thank you. So I'm going to react to some questions and comments. Just some, but the others will respond by, or react by that. So to the question or comment of Mr. Soti. So yes, with the project with the ministry, yes, this is, in my opinion, we should think about this. Because at the level of the academy is ready. What we need is just to submit our project related to that and I think it is, the budget is, every academy has a budget, and teachers can get there for that. So we have to think about this. For Mr. Zakaria, the ministry, yes, I agree with you that the ministry is a limited part, but its contribution to the promotion of KRT is what I meant. It's not limited, because the ministry is responsible for everything. It is responsible for language learning, it is responsible for teaching, for in-service learning, for curriculum learning, etc. This is what I meant by being not limited. So should we be what the specific goals not achieved? Yes, sometimes there are some goals not achieved, especially when you come or when you face some responsible who are not appropriate, right? So you don't give permission leave to the teachers, or you don't give due value to the event. But as I mentioned, the events of the May are high priority. So they are bottom-up based. They are based on the needs of the city. Sometimes the goals are not achieved when we face these obstacles. Many more freedom for local branches. Yes, I agree with you, but supervision and control of the national board is needed. Because there are some local branches who don't know the limits or the territory of the local branches. And I think that the national board has the experience, has enough experience to guide the local branches. Mr. Diola, project-based management, I totally agree with you. Mr. Ramadan, collaboration with the inspectors, yes, from this place, I thank the inspectors very much, because without the collaboration of the inspectors, we cannot guarantee the success of the events at the local level. And I already talked about this with Mr. Soti and Mr. Shubi, But the collaboration of the inspectors is highly, and we thank them a lot because they are always ready to collaborate. So they are sharing, yes, we should share our expertise with other branches to encourage this spirit of collaboration. Mr. Elmouhtarim, the procedures of the regional conferences, yes, we should think about this, how to combine these procedures and to share them among us. But I have I have another point to raise here. We should also make the recommendations to the ministry. Because we are holding conferences, we are holding seminars, but the recommendations, the results of these seminars and conferences, who knows? It is, I think we should know, we should not put it at the door of the ministry with these recommendations. Mr. Concerning the financial aspect, so you know that where is Mr. So it is made mainly of cards at the local level, the local branches. The finance is made mainly of cards, membership cards, and the sponsoring of events. We don't get money cash, right? So just there are some sponsors who sponsor something for parts of the events. For example, some lunches or hotels.
Okay, thank you, Sister.
Yes.
We talked about the constraints we have in the administration, they can handle delegations. A few years ago, they were very helpful for us, for example, they helped in organizing events, but not financially, administratively speaking. They gave permission to teachers to come to our events and so on, and they give them shower and control. And this was an added value, which unfortunately is now decreasing. With this problem of surveillance, we are facing a lot of problems because you cannot invite teachers for training day, and we are doing training that may not be doing. So these are the constraints. So I think everyone should think about this, especially the national. Same Ben was talking about active and non-active or semi-active branches. It may be true. We have to trust everyone. We have to appreciate the efforts of everyone. We should not be too ambitious to have the production of all the branches at the same level. It depends. And eventually this to see May. He said that we compare the comparable. I don't see what is not to be compared here, since we are all teachers, we are all supervisors, belonging to the same country. Maybe we have diversity in geography, but still, in academia we started very small. And we tried to be efficient in the beginning, setting up plans, as Rudolph said. We always have a plan. We achieve the number of, what we achieve is not always 100%, but still, it gives a result. So, visibility, you are right, it's very important. And I think, to my experience, to our experience in Agadir, our visibility is achieved in work with students. When you target students, you target the parents. When you target the parents, you target the Beladia. When you target the Beladia, and when students said, when you knock on their doors for a certain event, they don't refuse to have.
Getting back to
City Rula, we was talking about the charter domain. We have been talking about this for years, and we want to know who is doing it. Today, we have to take action. We have to
We're talking about the action plan and just one minute.
even less. Sijran talked about, thank you Sijran for your question. Now there is one thing I'd like to not to forget to say. We have two pillars in Agadir for our activities. The first pillar is the supervisors. The supervisors have a lot. in every point, from the beginning of any event you want to organize, they start planning it. This is one thing. And the proof is that having 3 supervisors here with us today from the same academy is a proof. Similar to the running department of the academy, see Dr. Zubair is the supervisor available, and the newcomer to tell them Hassim. So this is one thing. So these people give us a lot of energy and a lot of power.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you about this. Just summarizing the points here very briefly, and I put them in form of recommendations that I heard from you. Number one, it's important with the basic and with the inspectors in their projects and also in the management and administration matters. Number two, some financial transparency, how the association is managed. People should know how much money we have, how we spend it. Support for non-novice branches, for inter-branch collaboration, by constant dialogue and communication between local branches and national board, more capacity building and development for local branches, and the emergency of issuing the bylaws or the charter for local branches. And thank you very much.